We learned this week of a new depth of human depravity. We learned that at one particular British hostelry, the Barking Dog in the Lancashire settlement of Urmston, there had been cheating in the pub quiz. We learned that one particular team had been rumbled whispering the questions into their smartwatches and presumably having the answers whispered back to them. So we learned that there is some accurate information on the internet. But we have never learned and/or understood why anybody would engage in such shenanigans. For the benefit of overseas listeners who may never have participated in a British pub quiz, they are principally means by which middle-aged men named Malcolm and Keith may get out of the house every so often and extract some use from their knowledge of English Civil War battles and Test cricket batting averages, and the prizes on offer rarely amount to more than a round of drinks or a percentage of the entrance fees, which rarely pays for a round of drinks. We learned, however, that the meagreness of the stakes proved insufficient to deter at least one cabal of unprincipled rapscallions who were rather spoiling everyone's fun and consequently driving away custom by winning every week. Boo! Speak for England, Fernando. We learned, however, and much to our incomprehension, that while the pub has banned the ne'er-do-wells concerned from the quiz, they have been informed that they are still welcome as patrons, whereas in a truly civilised country they would simply be flogged with a knotted rope, as all reasonable people can agree. But sticking with the subject of unscrupulous chances awarding themselves prizes to which they are very debatably entitled, we learned that the Trumps may have cause to move some of those weird fake gold trophies off the sagging Oval Office mantelpiece. We learned that Lieutenant Colonel Melania Naus of the GRU... First Lady Melania Trump of the United States was to be ennobled with a definitely very real and genuinely meaningful award from a rigorously impartial arbiter of virtue, i.e. Fox News.
Tonight, our patriot of the year is someone who perfectly exemplifies that kind of quiet courage that makes this country so great. She didn't ask for or expect this award or any award. She doesn't ask for recognition.
People in her line of work generally don't. It's why they wear those trench coats and sunglasses and observe hotel lobbies through eye holes cut out of the newspaper. But we learned that Lieutenant Colonel Naus's... Mrs. Trump's husband was also shortly to receive at least a morsel of the acclaim he is clearly overdue, for we learned that he was the bookmaker's favourite to receive another absolutely authentic and profoundly significant honour, which is absolutely not risible, desperate horseshit confected out of thin air in an obvious and indeed oleaginous attempt to retain his favour.
World Football's governing body, FIFA, is to create an annual peace prize which will be awarded for the first time next month in Washington, D.C. Now, the organisation's president, Gianni Infantino, said the FIFA Peace Prize will recognise exceptional actions for peace. He refused to reveal who would receive the honour at the World Cup draw on December the 5th.
And we, for one whimsical news monologue, look greatly forward to the president's simulations of humble surprise when he is presented with what will doubtless be an understated and tasteful trophy which will in no way resemble Saddam Hussein's toilet brush. But we learn, nevertheless, that sinister forces remained intent on conniving against this prince among men by cruelly releasing in this yet another of his many hours of triumph a tranche of irrelevant old emails, clearly attempting to imply that there could possibly be anything even inappropriate, never mind remotely scandalous, in a friendship between the President of the United States and a convicted sex trafficker who was shopping him to the Russians.
Democrats on the House Oversight Committee, minutes ago, literally, releasing emails that they say were written by Jeffrey Epstein that explicitly, specifically mentioned Donald Trump by name, and in context, that we really haven't heard before.
But we learned that there was an entirely innocent explanation for all of this.
These emails prove absolutely nothing other than the fact that President Trump did nothing wrong.
And that the president was holding urgent meetings with Republican congressfolk just so they could all enjoy a moment of amiable agreement upon how altogether innocent he is.
Why are White House officials then meeting with Representative Boebert in an effort to try and get her to not sign this petition calling for the release of the files?
Doesn't it show transparency that members of the Trump administration are willing to brief members of Congress whenever they please?
A reminder that in such a context, the word brief is often a euphemism for dangle them by their ankles from an upstairs window until they come around to the boss's way of thinking. However, and at least as of this broadcast, it does appear the case that we might have learned either that hitherto loyal headbangers of the caliber of Congresswomen Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert have more solid moral cause than might have been previously suspected, or that they perceive first mover advantage to being among the earlier rats off the sinking ship. But on further review of the documents, we have surely learned that they are making a misjudgment as grave as it is foolish, as one email sent by Jeffrey Epstein on March 24, 2018 says of the president, and we quote,
"He feels alone and is nuts. I told everyone from day one. Evil beyond belief. Mad. And most thought I was speaking metaphorically. It's obvious he could crack. Lies after lies after lies."
And does that really sound at all, even a bit, like Donald John Trump? Well, does it? For Monocle Radio, I'm Andrew Miller.